Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Sean, certified personal trainer. Um, a lot of you have been following me over these past really few years with my journey with my shoulder dislocation that happened back in April of 2018. So that means it's literally been, what, 5 years, a little more than 5 years now. And if you've seen any of my recent videos, exercise and all that kind of stuff, where I'm doing my reps challenges and all that kind of stuff, you know that I'm way back, like full force into all my calisthenics. I'm doing, push-ups and decline push-ups and chin-ups and pull-ups and all that kind of stuff. The only thing I'm not really doing yet is dips, but it's more so because of really the whole topic of this video. It's because I'm working through some muscular imbalances that I want to get right before I get back to dips again. But it's not, for the record, it's not because of pain. Like, I have no pain. Um, I felt a little bit of something, just yesterday, but like, it was more so because I moved my arm in a way that I don't normally move either arm. But like, I don't have any pain during a normal day or even during exercise. All that stuff is good. The main thing I'm working with now is muscular imbalance. So I just kind of want to tell you what I'm working with and what I'm doing to rectify it. First of all, if you've dislocated your shoulder, just remember, don't worry. The main thing I encourage you to do is just kind of stay focused and just be determined to get your shoulder as strong as it possibly can be. Let that be your focus rather than, man, I hope I'm gonna be able to do whatever. Like, no, just plan on being able to do whatever you were able to do and then some. And so that, with that said, your goal needs to be to nurture that shoulder. Your goal needs to be to strengthen it and do the exercises faithfully so that you can get back in fighting form, so to speak. You know. So yeah, that's the first off thing. Second of all, the topic of this video: muscular imbalances due to shoulder dislocation. That's what I'm dealing with. So like, first of all, like, the main thing I'm dealing with is tightness in certain areas, as well as a lack of strength as well. So first of all, let me tell you about the tightness. Now, I drew something on my board here. Hopefully you can see it well enough. I can't turn my board too much because I have too much glare on this window right here, and it'll like just totally mess up the visual. So it was my left shoulder right here, which was the one that was dislocated. That was the shoulder that I dislocated back in 2018. And specifically, the tightness that I've dealt with has been in here. And so basically, it's been right here with my, my scapula here. There's some tightness that I've had, persistent tightness in here. So basically, when I compare this side to this side, I've had some tightness where I can kind of feel that the musculature that's kind of in between there is kind of a little bit tighter, kind of pulled this particular scapula more so toward my spine area. Now, in normal day-to-day stuff, I can't really tell necessarily that much. But when I do push-ups, what happens is I can feel that, how do I say it? This scapula right here, the one on my right side, actually comes out more when I'm doing push-ups, and you can even kind of tell it. So whereas this one kind of retracts more, so what ends up happening is, because this one kind of comes out more, then I end up favoring my right side when I do push movements. Okay, so like, basically, trying to like think of ways to describe it all, and I can't remember what the musculature here between the scapula and the spine is called. But basically, this scapula comes out more, this one goes in more, and so I end up, if you can visualize it, I end up kind of like really emphasizing this side more. This is the shoulder that I dislocated, and so I end up being able to push out more, but that ends up meaning that I emphasize the non-dislocated side. Okay, so there's a tightness there. The other thing is I can also tell on this. So this is that yeah, this is the shoulder I dislocated. I can tell that this pectoral is a little bit smaller than this pectoral, and even this shoulder is a little bit smaller than this shoulder. And so that also to me is indicative of how I favor the non-dislocated side over the side that I dislocated back in the day. Um, so what I have been doing is, and you can watch my recent videos. Matter of fact, I think I put one up a couple of days ago, or if not today. If you notice, whenever I do push-ups, decline push-ups, regular push-ups, whatever, what I'm doing is I hold like a book or like a brick or something like that, or put it under my hand on my quote stronger side, so that the force of gravity is causing me to lean more toward the side that I dislocated. That way, as I'm pushing, I have to push more on this side. Therefore, I emphasize that chest, that and it causes me also to protract. I think that's the word. That scapula a little bit more, where I have to kind of push more with this side of my back, because you have movement in your back whenever you do push movements, especially if you're not doing weights. Weights where like bench press where you land on your back, you don't really have a lot of that back movement there unless you really try, because the back the bench is kind of keeping you from doing that. But with push-ups for sure, like those scapula are moving and whatnot, and so I have to protract that scapula more whenever I put the brick on the other side, and so therefore I'm literally pushing more with that side. So that's one thing that I'm doing to kind of make that scapula have to push out more in this side, like the same way that this side is. Okay, and then that's also causing me to emphasize that front deltoid and that pectoral muscle on this side, the formerly dislocated side, more. There was something else I was wanting to mention. Um, yeah, and so another thing is I'm also, so do I still do my physical therapy exercises? Actually, I don't much anymore, and it's more so I kind of got out of the habit. But I did them a whole lot, and I may just for the sake of it continue to do those. But because I'm back full force into my exercises, I don't really do those that much anymore. But I'm still dealing with some lack of flexibility when I bring my arm out this way. And so what I do is I get in the doorway and I like put my arms inside on the outside of the doorway, and I lean into the doorway, and it makes me stretch this one. Another stretch that I'm having to do more is I can lift my arms up fine, but like literally still like I can't bring this arm back as far as I can bring this arm back. And I think it's just probably scar tissue or something like that. And so, just getting on a wall, of course usually a flat wall, climb up and lean into it. And I always feel a little tighter on this side here. So I like really try to make sure I lean into it with that side. And my goal is for both of my forearms to be touching the wall when I do that. So yeah, but the main thing above all, y'all, is being consistent. Check with your doctor, your physical therapist, and whatnot, as far as like what you need to do, whether or not you need to consider surgery. That was something that I really did not want to do, and so that motivated me to really be diligent with my physical therapy. Everybody, you have different experiences, so you need to check with your doctor, of course. But whatever you do, be consistent, because that's where you get your best chance of actually dealing with your shoulder and coming back stronger and better and all that type of good stuff. I'm gonna cut this video short. I didn't want to be too long-winded, but hopefully this helps you to kind of see what I'm doing here and motivates you, and perhaps even gives you tips on how you might better deal with your return to physical fitness, after a dislocation. Okay? Comment like you've been doing, share to kind of encourage somebody else, like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that kind of stuff. All right, thank y'all.